Schedule and on time, and on top of last month's triumph, we've got Alan Rushton. Let's give a big warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Right, everything I'm doing tonight I've written since last month. I've never read them. I don't know how long they're going to take or how many I'm going to get through. But I'm starting with one which was inspired by a good friend of mine, Claire, who said that she never knows when to believe me and half of my stories sound like bullshit. Which they're not, but it gave me an idea for a poem where the first line is something that I've done and the second line is something I haven't. So I've called it first line I've done, second line I haven't. I was once in a band and felt at home on the stage. I murdered my nan in a Monopoly rage. I've talked about art with a young Tracy Emin, served the Prime Minister tea that I made sure had my Fleming. I've taken dozens of pills to rave day and night, beaten Frank Bruno in a bare-knuckle fight. I met Iron Maiden and we played five-a-side. I beat Lance Armstrong in a bicycle ride. I had my own newspaper column when I was 16. I turned down Keira Knightley because her texts were obscene. I was filmed for TV because my t-shirt said bastards. I'm the first on the scene at any natural disaster. I could take apart watches, repair and remake them. I auditioned for Snatch, but they chose Jason Statham. I was on MTV at an album launch show, hid Julian Assange when he had nowhere to go. I screwed up my marriage, though I gave what I had, and I stole John Cooper Clarke's poetry pad. Thank you. Right, this one is called Autocorrect Blues. Have you ever sent a text just to watch your words get twisted? Like the phone's got beef with you and your meaning's been blacklisted. You mean to write I'm running late, but it sends I'm ruining life. Now your boss thinks you're dramatic and your ex is sharpening knives. I typed you're cute, it sent your cult. Now she's talking about robes. She asked at my first ceremony, will I have to take off clothes? I texted, should I get some bread? It sent, could I get some head? Now there's confusion and some awkwardness as I explain what you should have said. Sent a friend, let's grab a coffee. It said, let's grab a coffin instead. He asked if I'd gone goth again or was someone actually dead. I never meant to say I'm ducking tired, but my phone had other plans. Now I'm ducking everywhere I go, an instant ornithology fan. Autocorrects that friend you got, who means well but fails. Keeps rewriting the words you send into its own ridiculous tales. And maybe that's the point, this glitchy, messy dance. We're all just half-corrected beings trying to give life a chance. Right, this one, sorry, I'm trying to get through as many as I can, really. It's called Live a Little or Don't. They sit, they stare, they cheer on men who'd never crossed the street for them. Heartbeats leased to a flat screen glow, life on pause, remote in control. Same pub chat, same safe views, rebellion ends at which beer to choose. They call it calm, I call it numb, waiting quietly for death to come. Meanwhile, skateboarders crash and grin through blood. The swingers sing to feed their lust. The singers ache, the poets break, and dancers move to clear the dust. The performers burn, the misfits sweat, risk regret to feel something. Yet they might die louder, earlier flawed, but fuck me, at least they live life raw. Yeah. You can keep your office, your rules, your fear, your carefully muted, fading years will take the fall, the noise, the scars, the music, drugs, and souped-up cars. They'll die safe, bored, well insured, a life well planned, but just endured. Because comfort kills slow, clean, and neat. I'd rather choke on life than gently sleep. Right, this is a poem, well, I suppose a poem about being single in middle age, really. It's called Midlife Dating. Middle-age dating's a trigger warning page. Harsh filters, false bios, emotional rage. Everyone's busy and emotionally scarred, love good food and bad men, but they're healing in part. Some want love, some just emotional relief. Some are just searching for their own self-belief. Some want just one night to have sex like it's sport. Some don't want a partner, just financial support. I've been on an app that holds orgies in halls, went on a date that had me climbing the wall. Had coffee with a woman who loved BDSM. It's not really my thing, but fair play to them. We swipe past red flags like it's bill paying day, ghosted by people who match yesterday. I'm honest, I'm open, I've done all the work, but if there's a woman for me, then I'm struggling to find her. Maybe it's time I thought about switching to Grindr. Right, and I don't know how we're doing for time, but I guess this is probably going to be the last one, I don't know, but... right, this one is called Nothing Means Anything or Everything Means Something. One shrugs and says it's all just noise, days to kill, most things annoy. Months will drift, they call it fate, nothing means anything, so nothing seems great. The other sees signs in every star, maps a future from where they are. Every bruise, each joke, loss or win, to them, everything means something. One waits life out on borrowed time, lives Groundhog Day, but they're doing fine. The other seeks and learns despite the cost, knowing meanings found and they're not just lost. Same cold world, same ending song, one drifts numb, one sings along. Nothing means anything, they'll sleep through the flame. Everything means something, life's out there to claim.
Wow.
This one is one of the earlier poems I wrote, actually. This is an old one, but still one I've never read, called Melody Reborn. I want to find the joy in the smallest of things, to laugh, to joke, to strum and to sing, to write and to let my emotions be free, to rebuild and repair the lost fragments of me, to find other zebras, not pretend I'm a horse, to be true to myself, to be valued, of course, to talk without thought of what people may think, to retell my story on skim paper and ink, to not hide my flaws and be true to my history, to meet even one person who won't find me a mystery, to be heard, to be held, to be loved and remembered, to be seen as I am, not how others are pictured, to find peace in the warmth of a heartfelt embrace, to feel skin against skin, face touching face, to live without grief and loss, without sickness and strife, without endless hours just pondering life, to live without silence and pain and the stresses it brought, without the division of the house that we bought, to live without regret, remorse and a suit made of shame, without finger pointing and taking a blame, without unspoken words which turn to a curse, without stoking fires and making things worse. I'm on a journey through echoes to hear my melody reborn, like it was before I knew how a heart could be torn, not torn apart or torn asunder, but torn by my memories of being reckless and younger. And that's it.